That and more of the stories that probably could be coming down here. All you have to do is keep it glued to West Nile TV, because we are here to light up the region. The only TV in the entire West Nile region. I was about to say Northern region, yeah, but we are the best in Northern region. If not, why not? We lead and others follow, man, because we are here to light up the region for you. Just like I had said, if you're just joining us, you're noted very late. My name is Susie, your host for Whistle Time. We shall be cruising with you from right about now up to there is 3 p.m. Within sports locally. In some of the top stories that are making headlines within here, discussions are underway to see whether Arua Hill can return to host. There is a 2024 2025 big league games in Jumani and Leju Stadium. Terego still remains as possible alternatives as per one of the insiders of Arua Hill Soccer Club stakeholders. And by the way, talking about Arua Hill Soccer Club, a lot of stories have been coming up. We sleep with different stories about Arua Hill, and then we also wake up with different stories about Arua Hill generally. So basically in there, we did all know the journeys and the struggles Arua Hill did go through, or Arua Hill did pass through. That was last season. They only managed to play first round of there is Star Times Uganda Premier League season 2023-2024 in there. And we literally also know that in most of the games that they did play, they faced in a lot of challenges. First of all, their home ground was their home ground was looted, I should say, by unknown people, and the entire a lot of weird stuff happened there. The mabatis got missing, the windows, even the dressing room, the taps and all that, including the perimeter fence inside plus the gate and all that. So basically it wasn't a very good scene, and that pitch deemed it unfit, that FIFA could not come through to license it to make them, of course, hosting their games for the season that just ended. So they did put through. Of course, they registered with the Kavumba Recreational Center, I remember that time, and then they just did that for registration because the registration time was running up, and they needed to register and, of course, remain within the league. And then somehow, as the season started, we did see them cross over to a Jumani. There is a Paridi Stadium to use in a Paridi Stadium with a Jumani Town Council Football Club hand in hand, yeah, because we've seen a lot of football pitches being shed. We one time saw Nduparaka Football Club using there is a Bombo Military Barracks pitch there, and we also one time did see Greenlight Ababet Stadium being shared between the owners. There is Nduparaka Football Club and Calvary Medigo during their first season in there is a big league. When they did qualify in there, they were still building in their pitch. So we did see, talk about Arua Hill, we did see them cross to hosting games in Jumani in there, and then we also did see them struggling, of course, when it came to fan base of going to Jumani, when it came to funds, I mean financial issues, when it came to traveling for away fixtures and all that. And literally also did see some other challenges that came through to affect players here and there. And all this at one time, I think they did make headlines by honoring a fixture with about 7 players in there. I think it was quite a very terrible moment and all that. And after finishing the first round, FIFA came through and said, no way, you know what, you cannot continue like this. We are going to literally give you some time, cut you off. There is the entire season, and then that will also count it as forfeiture over the remaining fixtures of second round. Go back home, prepare for the half season, finish it as you reorganize yourselves. Go back to your drawing boards, go and reorganize your sitting room, go and reorganize your camp, go and prepare to play. There is big league now, not now the league they were playing. There is a Star Times Uganda Premier League. Go in, prepare to come back and start playing. There is a big league season 2024-2025. Here the season is. Initially, when the season was still ongoing, we didn't have stories about Arua Hill Soccer Club. All we were hearing was, of course, the usual banter between Royal Hill Soccer Club fans and Onduparaka Football Club fans. The usual banter, yeah, they are the biggest rivals, you know, in Arua City. But the rivalry, all the banter they do is a positive one, to make sure that both clubs rise on a positive, yeah. So in there, when the season did come to a close-up, we started hearing, of course, rumors that Royal Hill was coming back bigger and better, that meetings were going on, undercover meetings, behind closed-door meetings and all that were going on here and there. But we started hearing, even at one time, they brought in a CEO that was a lady in the names of Brenda. They did bring a coach. They did bring a lot of people on board. But then when the real time came in for Royal Hill Soccer Club to come through and unveil its plans for a season a big league season 2024-2025, just like any other club or just like every other club is doing, it's when we started hearing rumors. At first we heard that it was coming back and going to rural primary playgrounds. You know, that playground has been under renovation. It has been cut off from use for quite some time now, but now it has been on use. Recently I visited there. The grass now has grown. Initially it used to be very bare, but now it's no longer bare, and it's very good. By the grass is all green. It has grown, and it's this good quality grass, not this not this other one of ours of Kwara pitches here you see within town. I'm not mentioning names. First of all, we started hearing that Royal Hill Soccer Club was was intending to use there is a rural primary. And then somehow we started hearing that they literally wanted to go back to use a Paridi Stadium in Germany. And then stories also started coming through that they wanted to recently, Terego built a very improved stadium at Leju, the headquarters, Leju Stadium. And Royal Hill also started vying to use Leju in there. And then somehow, I think last week, we also went to sleep peacefully. But when we woke up to another story that Credo, Nursery and Primary was already into talks to see to it that they acquire a Royal Hill Soccer Club, change ownership, and then move it from Arua City to Gulu. That was the story that I think was circulating on the social media handles and all that. And then this story, we literally did not follow it so deep, but we saw Time Desk ears are on the ground. We are following very closely to see and find out how far this story has gone to, if it is true and all that. And then between 2 days back, another story also popped up about a Royal Hill Soccer Club saying that a Royal Hill Soccer Club is coming back. It is not changing ownership. It is not into talks with anyone of change of ownership or any other person acquiring it and changing the position, let's say from Arua City to somewhere else. So basically, that has also been left hanging. We are not going so deep into that discussion. We want to get an authentic information, probably from an insider of a Royal Hill Soccer Club, to give us this information, how true it is, and then we shall dive into the discussion, yeah? For now, I just brought you a hint because people are asking a lot of questions in there. Basically, that was an opener for us for the show. And somehow, a former Onduparaka Football Club and a Royal Hill Express star is edging closer to joining Kenya side KCB Football Club as a free agent in there. Who that star is, we shall of course bring it in some of the consequent shows down there. And then Onduparaka Football Club targets of course former by the Black Angels forward Otui Victor, commonly called the other side as a Cristiano CR7, who is playing his game of football down in Young Elephants. He is a former player over by the Black Angels, and Onduparaka Football Club is looking and chasing him very closely to see to it that they get his signature on board. They get to acquire him and bring him on camp to see that he comes to boost, because literally if you check at Onduparaka Football Club, the situation there is also kind of alarming, sorry to say. If you go in and start checking the players that are fully licensed, all the players whose license is still running at Onduparaka Football Club, go and check. you'll bring me some of the reports. That is where we shall also start our discussions from. It's something I don't want to go into because we are also waiting for authentic information from the public relations officer of Onduparaka Football Club in the names of Mr. Fudribo Owen and my colleague host. Yeah. So basically, before that literally comes out, we shall be doing rumors. Even all the stories I am giving you are rumors. And then Odramchaku Football Club that plays in the regionals, we did see them almost last season edging closely to there is finishing top, and then of course doing in the rest of the procedures of seeing how they can of course join in big league. But we did see they were kind of frustrated somehow by Araka because Araka visited them. There was that little saga, I don't know if you still remember. Araka visited them at their home grounds. They didn't play, and then they decided to reschedule. The DFA decided to reschedule that match on neutral grounds, where Odramchaku was levied in some little bit of fines here and there. Part of the fines included paying fuel to Araka Football Club, and then they did that, and the match was rescheduled to be at St. Charles Luanga College, Koboko, on neutral grounds. Odramchaku traveled. Araka did not show up, saying Odramchaku paid him their fuel very late, and that was the fuel they were supposed to use to come to honor the fixture. So that was that, and this was settled, I think. Odramchaku also did complain, and then it was settled and the game was played. Araka did beat them. I think that game ended on a 2-1 there, something like that. And that marked the end of frustration for Odramchaku. That's where they started sliding and sinking and all that, because we did see Odramchaku last season finished in Nile Zone at top of the table. If you follow, they finished first round on top of the table with the rest of the teams following very closely. And then somehow when that frustration bit of it came through, when that saga between them and of course Araka Football Club came through, they became frustrated and started sinking slowly, and then that was that for them. I think there also another side, just like Total, that has gone back to the drawing books, that is looking forward to coming back bigger and better into into this coming season of Rua Regional, West Nile Regional League season 2024 or 2025. We of course are going to be seeing new entrants like in Arua here, Arua Airfield and the rest, and then in Koboko there is Nile Zone Nyaga Zone. We did see Arua Airfield and the rest, and then in Nile Zone we also literally are going to be seeing Oluvu United and the rest of the teams joining in regional league. So regional league is going to be very tough, and teams in regional league, by the way, are also beefing up their squad. They're doing signings here and there, although a lot of them are doing it on a silent. One of it is Odramchaku Football Club midfielder Jalal is linked to Midigo Calvary Football Club. Midigo Calvary Football Club plays in plays in big league. Sorry, they play in big league, and by the way, they are also a side that is losing in a lot of players. I'm talking about Midigo Calvary, and they're also a side that is very silent. I think one of these days we have to pull in the Piero in the house. There is Mr. Oscar, the Brazilian. We have to pull him in the house, and he tells us whatever it is that is taking place down the other side over Jumbe. Basically, I think they're also one side that is trying to beef up security. They are trying to beef up our players to see that they get a bigger and better season this coming big league season. Big league, by the way, this time around is going to be very interesting, especially for Northern Region. I think Northern Region is going to take over big league this season because look at it, they will be traveling within themselves. We have Blacks Power, there is in Lira, still within North. We have the Black Angels. We will have Arua Hill, even if they move from Arua City to Gulu, there is still within North. We will have Onduparaka Football Club. We shall have Calvary, Midigo. Very interesting, isn't it? Teams from the center will travel. You people will travel. Let me keep quiet and wait for the season to start. I even want I want the fixtures to be mixed in there. Like Thursday, like Tuesday, you're traveling to Paida, the other side. Thursday or Saturday, they're throwing you to Lira, and then from Lira, they're bringing you to play Onduparaka in Arua, and then from here, they throw you to Yumbe, you go and play Midigo, and then from there, if Arahil moves to Gulu, they throw you to go and play Arahil in Gulu. fatigue, we shall be seeing the kind of goals you will be scoring for fun like you've been doing. That is that for, by the way, for a big league. It's quite going to be very, very interesting, by the way. There is a big league in there, and also leaving that story there, looking at some of the transfers before, of course, we go into halftime of the show. Do we all remember Richard Anyama? Today we are going to give it more time to local stories, local guys here. Richard Anyama is one goalkeeper that literally did play for Onduporoka Football Club. We also did see him play for Arua Hill Soccer Club that has a lot of controversies. Yeah, he has signed a 2-year contract with there is a UPDF Football Club Uganda. Anyama joined UPDF during the transfers during the January transfer windows on a short-term contract over 6 months. And by the way, that was this January, because now literally he was, before he joined UPDF, he was playing at a Royal Soccer Club, and when last season closed up for Royal Soccer Club, FUFA did say their players now were free agents because they were no longer taking part in the league that was UPL. They were sent home to prepare to come back and play big league. So the players definitely became free agents. Yeah. So Anyama did cross over to UPDF on a short-term contract of 6 months, and now he gets to do a contract extension at UPDF for 2 years. Is that good for him? I don't know. Anyama literally is one guy that settles, by the way. He is one guy that joins a club and stays there. He's not a journeyman like most of these other players do. He is quite this disciplined player, highly prolific and versatile. He has the experience and all that. Literally, I would call him a buswa, because you know how cats catch balls in there. So basically, this is going to be a very good add-on for Richard Anyama in there, the goalkeeper. But if you look at, if you follow in the footsteps of UPDF, you would literally get to see that UPDF is one side that things did not turn out so well for them. That was last season. You follow in the table standings for last season, UPL, and you get to see the position they finished in. You'd literally get to realize that they did suffer last season. Things almost didn't work out for them. At one moment, they were fighting in relegation with the likes of the KCAs, the Wachiso Giants, and the rest, with the Busoga United, the Gaddafis, and all that. But somehow, I think they managed to pull through and escape relegation, just like KCCA did. And we did see KCCA finishing in position number 5. They fought very, very hard to see that they survive in there. And Anyama now, we can't say Anyama now, of course, continues to stay at UPDF on a 2 years contract in there. How good is that for Anyama? To me, just like I had said, it's quite a very good one for him. And by the way, he is going to help in boost, basically is going to help boost in the team of UPDF. Yeah. And then coming down to Onduporoka Football Club local here, I just said one of their very best defenders, that is according to my rankings, did bid farewell yesterday on his social media handles. We are talking about Ndifuna Bernard. I don't know if Onduporoka Football Club is going to get a perfect replacement for Ndifuna Bernard, because this is one guy who plays out his heart when he features in, and he's always a starter. He finishes, by the way. He literally gives out, I was about to say gives out his ogu. He literally gives out his best, all the energy he has to save Onduporoka Football Club in literally all the fixtures that he has happened to appear in, all the appearances he has made for Onduporoka Football Club. He's a fighter, man. This guy is quite very good, and it's quite shocking that Onduporoka Football Club literally allows such a fighter to leave their club. He did write this on his social media handle yesterday. I want to read it word by word, and he says that to Onduporoka, this is now Ndifuna Bernard, to Onduporoka Football Club, As I bid farewell to this incredible team and the city that has been my home for the past 2 years, I'm filled with mixed emotions. It has been an absolute honor and privilege to wear Onduparaka jersey and represent this prestigious club. Since joining the team in 2022, I have had the opportunity to be a part of some of the most memorable moments in the club's history. But beyond the memorable moments in the club's history, what I will cherish most are the relationships I have built with some of my teammates, coaches, staff, and the amazing fans. You have become my family, and I will forever be grateful for the love and support you have shown me. He goes ahead and says, as I embark on a new journey, I want you to know that Onduparaka Football Club will always hold a special place in my heart. I will carry with me the memories, lessons, and friendship that I have gained during my time here at Onduparaka Football Club. Thank you for everything, Onduparaka. You have given me more than I could have ever imagined, and I will always be a proud representative at this incredible club. With love and gratitude, Onduparaka Orio, signed, stamped, approved, sealed by Ndifuna Bernard in there. Now, diving into the discussion. We all, for those of us that have been within Arua City, for those of us that have been following Onduparaka Football Club very closely, we all know how good this guy has been. No doubt, no discussions, no nothing. When it comes to defense line, trust me, when Ndifuna is there, for you as the opponent team to penetrate in Ndifuna, Bernard, that is a solid rock like concrete. You know, these people that build houses, engineers, these guys that build houses know what it means, like concrete. They mix korokoto, I don't know what they call korokoto. They mix korokoto, these stones, yeah, and cement and some little bit of water and pour. That is how I rate Ndifuna. And here he is, Onduparaka is just seated there watching Ndifuna going away. Really, Onduparaka Football Club and the stakeholders, wherever you're watching me from, or those that Onduparaka Football Club fans, wherever you're watching me from, tell the management to get serious. Tell the PROs and the rest of the people to get real about releasing this guy, because he's quite very good, no doubt. Yeah, he is too good, and he's good at his game in there. By the way, this is Ndifuna Bernard for you, who puts pen to paper, as of course he gets to leave. There is Onduparaka Football Club in there. Quite very shocking, but that is that. They literally also always say the best dancer gets to leave. There is the best dancer also gets to leave the stage. So I think the sound of the music, the sound of the music is done for there is Ndifuna who gets to live in the dance floor there. And then Pakwach Youngsters gets to contract extension with two of the players. The literally I will be giving you their names in there. And then remember, Rugby Africa has also been going on before we go in for a very short commercial break. Rugby Africa has been going on at Mandela National Stadium, Nambole, Uganda, where we have a lot of participants, we have a lot of nations, we have a lot of countries that have come through to represent. And literally the games were, the fixtures were put to a halt because in the initial plan of how the rugby games were going to run in, some of the games are supposed to be hosted in two different playgrounds in there. But then the initial anticipated playground that they were supposed to use, I think, is under renovation and has not been cleared to use. So they are literally returning back to where they started playing, and some of the games have been rescheduled. And in some of the games that have been rescheduled, like I told you, Rugby Africa has around 8 participating teams, 8 participating nations, namely Namibia, Kenya, Algeria, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Cote d'Ivoire, or Ivory Coast if you like, then Senegal and Burkina Faso. These games are started on 18th July, and for arrival deadline is supposed to, the 18th July is a deadline for arrival. And then 19th July was when these games started. They are supposed to continue. So the games are running. So some, just like I had said, these games are put to a halt because of the pitches. And so the matches have been rescheduled in a way that these games, we did see Namibia playing Burkina Faso, we did see Kenya playing Senegal, Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Zimbabwe playing Uganda. And then also Senegal did face a Cote d'Ivoire, and all these games were at Mandela National Stadium, Ju Nambole in there. And then somehow in the second fixtures, match day 2, we did see Burkina Faso playing Uganda, Kenya played Algeria, Namibia versus Zimbabwe, and Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast did play Burkina Faso, and then Senegal played Uganda, Kenya played Namibia, and Algeria played Zimbabwe in there. And just like I had said, all these games went down at Mandela National Stadium, Nambole in there. And that is all we had for halftime. Don't you go away. Keep it locked to West Nile TV.